Hi folks, Tacitus today at your Pushback channel. Thank you for joining this audio live stream. In this essay, I'd like to talk about Senate hearings in the United States generally, but particularly the hearings over the very blatant, very prearranged and very organised and coordinated campaign to silence conservative voices in all areas of social media. And particularly in relation to important events like around elections, those sorts of things. So I think with the information that's been made available by Mr. Musk since his acquiring Twitter, we can all now know for sure what we've pretty much known all along is that there've been very concerted attempts to emasculate conservative voices or any news and any facts or information that may in any way be harmful to the globalist project. Now, as we know, the Democrat Party in the United States are now the cheer squad proponents of the globalist project. Not that there aren't people on the Republican side, but the Democrats have embraced it with an aggressiveness that you don't quite see on the Republican side, but and they've also embraced all the aspects of it, particularly the social engineering side, which the Republicans are not quite as keen on, but again go along with. I mean, we need to accept that across the entire Western world that the globalists own the entire body politic, with the exception of just a handful of politicians. Anyway, let's sort of have a look at the hearings now. Some of the Republican questioning of the witnesses, say from Twitter as an example, like Vijay Agade and Yoel Roth and Baker and there are others. And one of the things that always sort of amazed me about Twitter was in terms of the fact checkers and in terms of the safety department and all these Orwellian names they give these fucking censors, that how many of them were not American citizens or primarily people who hated America, hated white people, hated white males, hated straight white males, and were very much in the camp that we've got to tear the whole thing down and start from sort of year zero and ground zero and rebuild society on the lines of this equal outcome Marxist utopia that's run by the morally superior people like fucking Vijay Agade and Yoel Roth. Morally superior, give me a break. As soon as you decide that people are morally inferior to you and therefore have no say and you can just break laws, trample the Constitution, do all this sort of stuff, then you ain't morally superior. So yeah, not by any stretch. But I want to come to the questioning here. And this won't be a long video, but when the Roths and the Gades are answering the questions of the Republicans, they're very evasive. Oh, to the best of my recollection, I don't know. Let me think. I caught in my memory. I don't know. Well, we've got an email here from you, Ms. Gade, that where you've said directly that you'll censor this conservative because they're fascist Nazi Hitlers. And now you're saying you don't know anything about that. I don't really remember. I don't remember that email. Oh, I don't know. It's possible. I just can't. I just don't know. So that's now this is this strong woman, this social justice warrior, is going to put those damn fucking white Nazi Hitlers in their place. Suddenly he's, I don't know, I can't remember. Well, where's this big strong woman that when you were in charge of censorship, you were prepared to censor a sitting elected United States president, big and tough then, and now you're in front of this committee asking questions and or having to answer questions, and I don't know. Now, let's contrast that though with, and all of these people were very evasive to the Republican questions, and these questions were, well, not all of them, I guess, but most of them were searching. You did this, why? And who told you to do this? Where did you get the instructions from? Why did you do this? Knowing that it was contrary to the laws of the United States. Why did you keep on hiring all these fact checkers and people who you knew would have hated and did hate America, white America, straight white America? Why did you keep on hiring those people and then putting them in these positions of censorship? All this sort of, I don't know, it wasn't quite me. There are other people at the meeting. I don't remember. And so they were very evasive when answering the Republican questions. And sort of full declaration. I hope they all are prosecuted in a court of law. And let's be clear, it's easy to think in terms of revenge. They fucking do. But it's easy to think in terms of revenge here. But this is what we must not do this at any time. That anyone so accused of these things, must be taken into an impartial court of law. Don't put an activist judge in there of either side. It must be completely impartial court of law with a properly impounded jury. And if they're to be convicted, it must be with all their due legal process rights 100% intact. With quality counsel, evidence must be rigorously tested, and their due legal process must be adhered to without blemish. And if they're found guilty, then the punishment's in accordance with the law, not special punishments made up. You're a white supremacist. No. Stick to the fucking facts and the law. And if they're found guilty, then I am one of the people that would rejoice that they're sent to prison if found guilty in an independent court of law. And that's absolutely important. So no revenge here. But let's now look at how these same people answer the questions of the Democrats, senators and politicians that are asking the questions. There's none of that evasion that you see with the Republican questions. It's almost like they know the questions in advance. Now, if they don't know the questions in advance, they're very clear, and they are completely confident that when the Democrat politician asks them a question, that is a question from a friend. A friend is asking them a question, a trusted friend, an ideological fellow traveler, a comrade no less. So that when the next question is, and did you censor Republican politician X for a good reason? Oh yes, we did. They did this, they did that, and suddenly they've got all the facts. Suddenly their memory is perfect. Suddenly they're the confident, assertive social justice warrior fighting back against and they've just got all the answers. They know they're getting a question from a friend. And I want you to look at that difference there, and that to me is an indication of how totally corrupted our political system has become and currently is. There shouldn't be any difference. Every politician, regardless of their persuasion, should be vitally concerned when the Constitution and the amendments to the Constitution and the laws are being broken. They all should be concerned, equally concerned, no matter what party, because they all represent America and the American, America and the American citizenry. Therefore, a breaking of an American law is something that any lawmaker, no matter which party that they're with or what groups or whatever they're associated with, they all should be equally concerned about that. But they're not, and this comes across like a beacon as you look at these hearings. The Democrats, certainly the ones that I've seen and it's all on YouTube vids and so on. The Democrats that I've seen don't care a whit about it. Their line of questioning and positioning is that it was totally justified to censor all these conservatives, and they're talking to Mr. Roth as a case in point. But I've done nothing wrong. Okay, I made a couple of mistakes. I'm human, but I did nothing wrong. I was only censoring Nazis. I was censoring those evil Hitlers, and so I did nothing wrong. How can you be wrong censoring Nazis? But it's against the law, Mr. Roth. It's against it tramples across the Constitution. But who cares? What the laws matter? What the codified written laws matter when you're fighting Nazis? I ask you, nothing matters. The laws don't matter because we were the moral superiors fighting back against the moral inferiors who were Nazis. And this is the general thing that comes across. But their confidence and their buddy and their coziness with the Democrat question is in absolute contrast. Suddenly their memory is perfect again. Just on a dime, they've got a perfect memory of what happened, what went on. But as soon as the Republican questions, oh, I don't know, I can't really remember. Oh, I guess, maybe. Best of my recollection. Now they've clearly been coached by lawyers who because having I can't recall is not a crime, so they've been coached in that. But if they falsely claim a fact or these, so then they can be chased on it. So they've been coached, and this is how you handle this situation. But again, as soon as the Democrat question comes along, their memory is suddenly perfect again, and they react and respond to the question as if it's from a good friend, a close friend, a fellow ideological traveller, which I would assert it is. And the Democrats are clearly, in my view, clearly running protection for these people, even though these people, in my opinion, have broken many laws, consistently did so, and knowingly did so, knowing they were breaking the laws, under the view and the belief, in certainly in my opinion, that they would never be held accountable. You've been with Tacitus today at your Pushback channel, and thank you for joining this live stream.